Hello everyone! Welcome back to our Nagaoka campaign in Fall of the Samurai with Darthmod. We are currently waiting for winter to end. Winter has just begun of the year 1865, which means that the Morioka armies up in the north around our capital are now receiving serious attrition. They've lost quite a few men already, and in a few more turns we might actually be able to ride out with our garrison army from the capital and attack the Morioka in the field, led by our good friend Nanbu Akimori, who is fucking 15 years old. Not even joking. 14 years old, my mistake. So these guys are slowly being weakened. Meanwhile, in the south, our daimyo Mikino Tadayuki is currently at the borders of Kai province, where he is currently waiting for, like I said, the winter to end so that he can once again proceed with his invasion of the territories held by Sunpu, Kai province, and Suruga as well. We've encountered a clan, and it is the Josei. Where are they? Not sure exactly. There's no way to find out. I'm sure it is actually these guys in Hitachi province, where our navy has just discovered them because they're coming around the coast. There we go. Now this navy slash fleet, I should say, has pretty much circumnavigated Japan at this point. We've just got to go around the northern tip of the island, and then we're back at home. But it appears that we have actually discovered and met every single clan on the island, so we could potentially open talks with any one of them. But would we want to? Not sure. I couldn't tell you, because it seems as if there really are no clans with which to trade with at the moment, although we could try to ally with, for example, the Yonotsuwa, because they are allied with the Aitsu, and they are also allied to the Shogunate, so they would be a good match. Maybe we can... No, they're not interested. You know what? We don't really even need allies at this point, because we're allied with the Kakegawa, which are to our south west, I believe, as well as Sado, who are, of course, on the island of Sado, it seems, and then the Aitsu, who are up here in white. Yeah, I guess we don't really need to talk to anyone at the moment, but someone was asking, when are we going to get artillery? Well, we've got one turn until Domain and the Realm is completed, which will give us our daimyo more honor, I should say, and also it will allow us to build training camps, which is why I began researching this in the first place. As for artillery, we are going to rush for the guns once the Domain and the Realm is complete. So 6 turns until that is complete, and then we'll have to build an artillery academy. We will then, of course, have to recruit the guns themselves. So I'm saying upwards of like 10, 12 turns until we actually receive our first artillery pieces, which is not really a big deal because this campaign is actually going quite quickly. We can see that our income is 1,300 koku, meaning that we are actually able to afford to rebuild and repair our buildings. For example, this traditional dojo in Kosuke province. There we go. We will repair that. We're not going to repair anything in Echigo at the time, for the time being, because it will get raided again. For example, if I was to repair the port, the Morioka would just go out and destroy it. In turn, we will begin building a training camp in Echigo, because that will allow us to give certain bonuses to our units when we train them. But for now, it looks like it is the end of our turn. Okay, a bunch of stuff has happened. First of all, we have researched Domain in the Realm, which we are well aware of. And they want to begin researching merchant houses. They, as in our counselors, our elders, I don't know, but we will instead begin to research imported guns. There we are. We shall import guns to our very heart's desire. And it looks like the Morioka have raided our telegraph office in Echigo province, and also Iha has increased in rank in North Shinano, so we may as well find her. She is, of course, extremely depressed, as always, because, well, it's really, well, it's like proximity based. The closer she is to Kawai, obviously, the more depressed she gets. But we'll put that aside for now, because we are going to instead give her points into, I would say, tradition. Sure, there we go. Because she is mostly used at this point in time for making our own people happy. So there we go. We've increased the happiness of North Shinano. She, well, it looks like she only gives our town 1 happiness, which is fine. That's just fine, because North Shinano is nowhere near revolt or anything. Looks like the Choshu have arisen in the Nagaoka province, I guess. Also, we have lost trade with a few allies. First of all, the Tokugawa, who used to own Hida, I would think. And now they've been pushed... well, were they destroyed, actually? Yes, I think they were. Tosa were destroyed, as well as Mito. I could not tell you who Mito was. I think they were... possibly in Shimotsuke? I can't quite recall. But either way, we have now lost trade with 2 different allies. Although we did just build a sericulturalist in North Shinano. So we'll have to open trade talks again with anyone who will listen. And, well, there's no one, I don't think. We are trading with the Takayama, are we? Yes. But I think that's pretty much it. We are already trading with all of our land allies, and our port, of course, is in shambles, so we can't actually trade through there. Smoke gets into everything. If you're trying to sell silk, you don't want it to be fucking smoky, first of all. I mean, that's like business 101. That's what they tell you when you go to university to get your business degree. They're like, A, don't lose money, make money, and B, do not try to sell smoky silk, unless, of course, that's your, like, MO. Like, you're selling really mysterious and crazy fabrics with, like, a smoky texture. Then, ooh, smoky fabrics, oh. But looks like the Morioka are losing tons of men by the turn, actually. Looks like they lost, like, 30 men per unit there. It's hard to say. But we will spring our trap in a few turns here. In Kosuke, we can now recruit Yarikachi, but we don't need to. We could hire a Shinsengumi as well as a shinobi. And I think we will actually hire a shinobi so that he can keep an eye on the Morioka armies, I suppose. Or even penetrate into the Sunpu land so we get a better idea of what's going on. Either way, stuff is going to happen with this shinobi. We could, of course, upgrade our traditional dojo into a samurai dojo, which I will probably do because I dearly would like some katana kachi. That would be great. We're gonna blow our entire wad on this samurai dojo. There we go. 4 turns until that is complete, and then we will, of course, build some shit with that, I suppose. How's the happiness in Kosuke? Pretty good. We could probably get rid of good old, what's his name? I forget his name. Kōmei. We could move Kōmei into Kai province so he can begin to convert these assholes, because I know they are, of course, pro-emperor, like, to the nines. They've got, like, fanboy posters all over their paper walls, or maybe even that they paint the walls themselves. I feel like that would be an interesting thing to do. You could paint your walls in certain inks and things, and then when the sun shines in, of course, then you've got, like, this nice, beautiful portrait of the emperor on your walls. Actually, they are your walls, weirdly enough. But anyway, let's end the turn here, and then we'll see what the Morioka do. Well, looks like another one bites the dust, and it's the Tatsuno. The Tatsuno have disappeared, and the Fukui on Goto Island. No, it is not. There's 2 clans that eerily sound like fuck you. We have the Fukui, who we are at peace with, and then there's the Fukui, which kind of just sounds like fuck you, like a question. Fuck you? I don't know. But they've been destroyed as well, which is kind of interesting. Oh shit, this town is held by rebels. I'm not sure I've ever witnessed that. Like, actual rebels having held the town as well. Well, maybe... No, that's Choshu, of course. Not to my knowledge. I don't recall that ever happening. But look at this. The Morioka are taking even more losses, my god. Although they have brought up some more reinforcements from the Heartland, led by Ryuzoji Masasui, who is coming down the pipeline, and he's gonna come kick our ass, I guess. So once Makino is done doing the business down here in the south, he will, of course, turn right around and march north. That's just a given. We know that he's gonna take care of business, because that is his business. I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, Echigo is in flames, but luckily we have the cash to build a training camp. There we go. 3 turns until that's complete. 3 turns for the training camp and 3 turns for the samurai dojo. And there's not much to do, except for move our singular fleet, I suppose. This fleet is going to come, of course, all the way around the island, and it will return to our home port. Let's see. 1, 2 turns. I would say 3 turns. Yeah, it looks like 3 or 4 turns until they return. Okay, not bad. Looks like the spring of 1866 that fleet will arrive. Okay, we have a little decision here, titled Rangaku. My lord, a man with a passion for Rangaku, learning born of our dealings with the Dutch, has been promoting Western ideals and technology, believing them to be the key to our national development. And, of course, we as the Nagaoka, we just fucking love the West. We want their rifles, we want their guns, so that we can slay our Eastern kinsmen. So we're going to encourage this guy. What this will do, I'm not sure. Perhaps it will increase our clan development. Not sure. Western learning might benefit us greatly, even if we disapprove of the Gaijin's crude and self-serving ways. I just love that, Gaijin. Okay, we've encouraged that man. What does it do? Couldn't tell you. There's not really any indication. Maybe it's going to be something that we'll see in the next few turns. Okay, we're going to get Kōmei here to infiltrate Kofu. Can he incite a revolt? Let's not do that. No, we just need him to convert the place. Look at this. Pro-Shogun. Holy shit. Shinsengumi present. 6% or 6 points. Conversion points. I don't know. All I know is that we are doubling our percentage of pro-Shogun influence per turn, so that's nice. 6% per turn. Okay. We've got a turn or 2 until it is spring, and then, of course, Makino Tadayuki will spring forth. See what I did there? Spring. He's gonna spring. Anyway, we've got 2 turns until this unit of cavalry is completely replenished, so it looks like we were right on track. 2 turns until we can recruit samurai in... what's the place called? It's Kosuke, of course. We will recruit some katana kachi there, and possibly some cavalry as well. Maybe some Yariki, just to act as like anti-cav units. We could just have 1 or 2 of these guys in our army to complement our saber cavalry, rather. Sable cav. I think we've got a few slots left in our army. Let's see. 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. We've got 5 units left in our army. So I think that's maybe 2 units of katanas. Well, we could always replace our spears with katana units, because, I mean, cavalry isn't really that big a deal because we've got rifles. I feel like our guns really tear cavalry a new one before they become a threat, if that makes sense. You know, usually when spears have to get involved, I think the cavalry is weak enough from rifle fire, if that makes sense. I'm struggling here. Regardless, what I'm saying is that possibly we could replace our spear units with sword units instead, because cavalry isn't as big a deal as enemy infantry is. There we go. That's kind of what I'm saying. Alright. Looks like the Morioka are retreating, and we're going to have to ride out and meet these guys before they meet up with their pals. Looks like, what are they, 2 turns away from meeting up, a turn or 2. So we could just ride out, defeat this army, and then ride back to Echigo, and I guess prepare for Ryozuji. Oh my god. Ryozoji, my mistake. We'll kill Nambu Akimori on his 15th birthday. And then, I guess the Morioka clan is leaderless, perhaps? Not sure. Here we go. We are going to ride out, and we will auto-resolve this combat. Oh my god, we lost 1,000 men in that conflict, but we did kill 2,000, so our KDR is pretty good. Looks like Nanbu survived, though. Like, literally none of his men died. He's got 80, like, I don't know. This guy must have been in the back lines as we advanced on his lines. But I'm going to send just my spears after him. And then they'll auto-resolve. And look at that. We killed 2 of the enemy, but I guess that was enough. Or my mistake. I misread that. But looks like we killed Nanbu Akimori, or whatever his name was. He's dead. There we go. The Morioka have been broken for the time being, although we do have to recoup a lot of our losses before Ryozoji appears. I don't know if he's... No, he is the daimyo now, because we killed the Nanbu bastard. Okay, we've got a shinobi here, Toshimasa, who is going to go and sabotage the other Morioka army. He might be able to slow them down for a turn or 2. Because it looks like there's not a whole lot of resistance in the Sunpu lands for now. There's nothing in Kai province, and there's nothing in Suruga, so I don't know where their armies are. Speaking of fucking armies, though, I just noticed that the Aitsu have just arrived on the doorstep of Musashi with this massive stack of their units. For some reason, they're choosing to focus on the lands to the south rather than consolidating the assholes that keep penetrating my lands in the north. I don't really know what that is about. Basically, what it boils down to is the Aitsu are just piss-poor allies, as well as the Sado, though. To be fair, they could easily sail out from their little island, Sado Island or whatever it is, and just fucking totally trash the Morioka. But instead, they decided to take the Noto Peninsula, and for some reason, Keiga province as well. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I don't know. They're forsaking us, basically. I don't really know where the Kakegawa are situated now, because I think they... Oh. How did that happen? Oh, you know what it was? The Kakegawa are based out of Totomi province, and they did at one point own South Shinano, but that was captured by the Takayama, who we will eventually have to declare war on, I think, because, of course, we are allied with the Kakegawa and not the Takayama. I mean, that is, the Takayama are attacking our ally. But I think we are ready to end our turn yet again. Okay, looks like the Aitsu have captured Musashi and destroyed Edo, which means that once again we have lost a trading partner and there's no one to trade with. We could trade with... my mistake. We were already trading with the Matsume. There's no one to trade with because our port is actually, like, seriously blockaded, etc. I just noticed as well the Kumamoto have come and they've begun raiding my trade routes, and then the Morioka themselves have come and they've blockaded my ports. So our one and only fleet is a little bit outmatched here. We're going to, of course, have to bring it to the Morioka, I think, and hope that the Kumamoto don't try to interfere, because what's probably going to happen is they will sail and destroy our fleet quite readily. Our port is blockaded, we know this. Sea trade route as well, path blocked. Ikeda Nakatsuna, who is that? That is our fleet, okay. Our agent, Toshimasa, our one and only shinobi, is still marching north to take care of Ryozoji. Iha is taking care of business in Matsumoto, which is the castle town of North Shinano, I've just discovered. And Kawai, of course, is just being a disgusting bastard. He's all over Iha, just really unwarranted advancing. And I wish I could do something, but I don't think I have that kind of power. You know, I can only slap his wrist so many times. Kōmei is currently converting Kai province. Actually, you know what? We'll leave him in Suruga, as Kai province is receiving pro-Shogun influence due to our shared border. Unfortunately, there is an Ishin Shishi who is counteracting our conversion, whereas in Suruga province, I don't think there is. Nope, just local support. So once we move Kōmei in, there's no hope for the place. It will be converted. We don't have to worry about Kai province and its conversion, because we will soon own it, and then we will just convert it quite easily. Once again, our path is blocked, but we took care of that. One more turn, and then Tadayuki will march on Kai Province. And I think that's pretty much it for this turn. 3 more turns until we unlock artillery. 1 more turn for our buildings, and we are not making as much as we would like, unfortunately. And so it is spring. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, Tadayuki can march on Kai Province basically unopposed. There's like 3 units that came to reinforce from Tsuruga, but we don't have to worry about that. Fuck. 3 units, whatever. Unfortunately, the fleet situation around Echigo has just become dire. Echigo itself is being bombarded by the fleet of the Kumamoto, and we are losing a few men in the city itself, and our buildings are not damaged at all, it seems. The port has been... I don't know who Jua Tsugayakira is, but it appears that maybe he got killed. Maybe he's the one man who got killed by the bombardment. I couldn't say. But there we go. We've built a samurai dojo in Kosuke Province. And if we were to upgrade this yet again, we would unlock... what exactly? We would unlock Shinsengumi Police Force, Shogatai, some Kisho Ninjas, and Boki as well. None of that really sounds super great. So I think we'll probably cap this upgrade, or this building chain, I should say, at this samurai dojo for now. Until absolutely necessary. 2 turns until we unlock artillery. Okay. Can we recruit some katanas? 100 koku upkeep. That's not bad at all. Okay, we'll recruit 2 units and we'll stick them in Tadayuki's army as reinforcements once they arrive. Tadayuki himself is going to advance on Kai Province immediately. He's going to surround the town for a little bit. We'll get to that siege probably next episode, I would say. As for Echigo, we've built a training camp, and I would really like to build... let's see. A drill school for charge bonus, morale, melee attack, or a firing range. I think a Jujutsu hall would be good. Either a Jujutsu hall or a firing range. Maybe a Jujutsu hall because we will have issues fighting melee units once we get into the more elite line infantry. I think as you advance actually and upgrade your units, you move on from like regular line infantry to, I don't know, shogunate infantry or whatever. The melee attack actually decreases, but firing... the accuracy increases and the reload time increases. I could be wrong in that. That could be me misremembering. But ultimately, our weakness is in melee, so it would be best to strengthen our weakness rather than strengthen our strength, if that makes any sense. Okay, I think that's pretty much the end of the episode. We're not going to have time to play this siege, so I'll just leave you with a nice little cliffhanger. We are currently attacking Soma Munamasa in Kofu. You can see Kofu, there we are, who has a shitty army. Ultimately, massively shitty. He's got 3 units of saber cavalry. I would assume those are the units that rode from Tsuruga. And that's a really poor choice for siege defense. I don't know, that's just me maybe. And then he's got, a bunch of rifle infantry, which we can take care of. That's just the garrison. And then some spear levy garrison as well. So these are all garrison units. So this saber cav is most definitely what rode from Tsuruga. Very odd. But thank you everyone for watching. Unfortunately, Echigo is being shit-kicked at the moment. It's kind of being boot-fucked by Morioka as well as the Kumamoto. For some odd reason, the Kumamoto have decided to pile on us and just wreck our day. So we might have to deal with that for the next few turns, the naval bombardment, that is. Although we will dominate on land eventually, once Tadayuki is able to turn around. Because right now, due to the naval bombardment and the naval blockading, we can't actually afford like another army to advance in the Morioka lands, really. We could maybe afford like half a stack, possibly, if we were to stretch our finances to an extreme degree. So I think we'll just defeat the Sunpu, consolidate our lands there, and then turn right around and deal with the Morioka up north. But next episode, when we come back, we will complete this siege. But for now, thank you everyone for watching. I will leave you with this cliffhanger, and I will see you guys next episode. Oh, once again, Q, mash it more. We're being strangled already. Oh, are we being fucking oh my fucking god. This is too much. This is too much, you guys.